as far as having a conversation. Now, this man is a California teacher making roughly $115,000 a year. So let me ask y'all a question. Should teachers, especially over in California, make $115,000 a year? Now, I have not watched this. Apparently, this was released on CNBC. So I'm looking forward to finding out whether or not he can even survive in Orange County on $115,000 a year. I know y'all pay an egregious amount of taxes out there in California. Y'all pay an egregious amount of taxes over there in California. Out of control taxes out there in California. And so I need to know whether or not he's making this money and he's doing the right thing with it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, make sure you tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's get it rocking, y'all.
For me, wealth is about having time and freedom and a quality of life to do what you want to do. It's really not about chasing the money, but it's about having the time and the freedom to do what I have a passion for. And that's one of the main reasons why I got into teaching is I felt like I could do it for free. Hi, my name is Jay Byun. I'm 31 years old. I'm a teacher and basketball coach here in Orange County, and I make $115,000 a year.
Hey, 100,000 ain't 100,000 no more. 100,000 just ain't 100,000 no more. I'm trying to tell y'all. Everybody keeps saying. Remember all of the women used to say I wanted to make six figures or whatever. It ain't 100,000 no more. Also, on top of that, have y'all noticed that everybody got their own definition for everything and nobody is all on the same page? It's a different definition for wealth, different definition for friendship, different definition for love, different definition for marriage, different definition for relationships, a different definition for black, different definition for white, different definition for every single thing that's happening across the board. Everybody has their own definition of everything, but let's continue. Reading super chat shortly. Look a little nasty. I don't know what
I was
was
born
that.
in
Grits?
South Korea. I moved here in 1996. I moved here when I was 4 years old, and I grew up in the city of
You got to go to college, graduate, and you got to get a teaching. I don't know. You need to complete a teaching program. How long is a teaching program? Does anybody know anything about that? In California, you got to go out and do your thing, and then you got to complete a teaching program on top of it.
In California, you have to get a teacher credential for about 1.5 years. The teacher credential is
You got to do a whole nother 1.5 years? Nah, fam. I'm not doing it.
Is about $15,000 to $20,000, and actually my parents were able to help me out during that time, and I promised them that I'd pay them back, which I have. So this year I made $115,000 from teaching and coaching. Any coach in our district gets a set amount of money for coaching. Since I'm the girls basketball coach, I get my teaching base salary and I get a stipend of $4,500 during the wintertime. I know.
So he picked quite possibly the worst thing that he could ever do. This is just me being an a-hole to an extent. Who in the world would ever want to coach girls basketball unless your daughter was on the team? Who in the world would ever want to coach girls basketball unless your daughter was on the team? You know what I'm saying? I would never, ever in a million years want to coach girls basketball. Nobody want to see that horrible product. It gets even worse the higher up you go, but I guess he was passionate about it. Had to be a straight up money play. Listen, you could not give me $4,500 to coach a girls basketball team unless my daughter was on the team. So you get a $4,500 stipend, but he makes $115,000 a year. So that just assumes that he's really making about $110,000 a year, right? Plus the $4,500, and you got to go and travel. No, I ain't doing that, bro. I can't do it.
I know some people in other states will look at this salary and be blown away, but the cost of living in Orange County is the reason why these salaries have increased so much.
So they have the same problems as you guys have because their salary is paid out over 10 months. And somebody told me that they have the option to choose how they get paid. Like whether or not they want to get paid all 12 months out of the year, whether they want to just have it 10 months or something like that. But I could be wrong about that. That may be based off of what state, what county, what district, and what school system you're a part of. Who knows? But in order to make up for the difference, a lot of times, because your pay is tied up with not necessarily how much you make, but tied up based off of your lifestyle, they have to take on additional jobs and additional opportunities, especially in the summertime, in order to make up for it, which is one of the reasons why they then become basketball coaches or whatever, right? But let's continue. Hold on, wait. So he decided to move back home last year, and he making $115,000 a year. Hold on, let me say that again. He decided to move back home last year, and he was making $115,000 a year. He moved back home with his parents. Okay, so let me back up because I've been having this conversation with y'all for the longest, and I said, listen, what I want you guys to do is to make sure that you minimize your expenses, increase your assets. You can still have fun and live your lifestyle, but you do not have to do anything for anybody that do not care anything about you. That man moved home. Smart man. Smart man. Do not become a part of the system. Own the system. Do not become a part of the system. Own the system. That man said, listen, my parents like me here. I'm moving back home. My parents like me here. I'm moving back home. I'm taking my $115,000 and I'm taking my talents to South Beach. You know what I'm saying?
So my goal every month is to save about half of my take-home salary.
Smart man.
That sounds aggressive, but living at home, I wanted to really take an aggressive approach towards saving and spending. And then the other 50%, I try to use it towards living expenses, utilities, food, entertainment, and just quality of life. My spending in August was a little erratic because I had to get an emergency root canal, and I made.
All right, so you had to get an emergency root canal, but we'll get there in a second. So we know he had to get an emergency root canal. So so that's the $579. All right, so his budget, he makes about $8,000 a month, I'm assuming, based off of what's being shown here after taxes. And so he spent $8,200, $3,100 of it. It probably would have been $3,600, $3,700 of it would have been going towards savings and investments. Very smart man. Very, very smart man. The majority of his money is going towards savings and investments. Discretionary, that means he just out here flipping it, tricking it, spending it on these hoes. Spent $579 on the root canal. Housing and utilities, he give his parents basically $1,000. He probably pay a utility bill or something and then give him some money. He go out to eat, $564 a month, personal loan, $210. He should just be paying that personal loan off. I would be throwing everything that I can, all of that discretionary income over into the personal loan because I'm not going to be paying no personal loan. $200 in gas, $116 in subscriptions and memberships, $80 for car insurance. Where do they get this $80 car insurance at? How y'all getting $80 in car insurance? Man, my car insurance is like $1,800 a month. I kid you not, bro. How are y'all getting such cheap car insurance? I'm trying to figure that junk out. How are y'all getting such cheap car insurance? I am so confused how y'all got this. What are y'all paying in car insurance in the chat? Let me know what y'all paying. I'm curious. Yep, I'm paying about $18.50 a month in car insurance. $18.50 a month in car insurance. That is for sure. Shout out to Progressive. Just taking me to the bank, boy. Progressive is taking me to the rack. 218, 300, 100, 143, 180, 130, 200, 300, 177 for two cars, 300. Am I doing something wrong? $750 a month. You paying $750, $450 for two vehicles, $1,200 a year, $400, $600, $90, $450. What am I doing wrong? Am I off? Look at this. It's my user ID. Why is this not face logging in? Why am I paying so much? I don't like this. I got to figure out what's going on.
Made a last minute decision to purchase a couch.
Toyota Corolla AD, so you got a Benz. Yeah, I got four. I only got four cars though. I got like the best coverage you can get. I got four cars. Because I got the Porsche, the Benz, the Tesla, and then it runs up even more because they're electric cars. And then I got the Hyundai. Oh, and then I got the Impala. I got 5 vehicles on it. I got 5 vehicles. 5 vehicles on it. I gotta figure something out. I can't keep paying $1,850 a month in car insurance. That don't even make no sense.
Couch for my
I'm about to find
parents.
out what's going on.
For most of my expenses, I try to use my credit card so that I can rack up reward points. The only debt that I'm in right now is I'm paying for my solar panels that I just purchased for my parents' house.
That's what his debt is. So that's what he's allocating towards the house. He's paying for solar panels that he got for his parents, and that's why he's paying almost $1,000 a month. Okay.
Yeah, the solar panels were about $44,000. It's a 20-year plan, but I'm hoping to pay it off
dude
sooner.
got a
If
20-year
an
plan
investment
for
goes
pulling
well,
solar panels. You want to know why he's also investing solar panels for that house for his parents? Because he's going to inherit the house. The reason that he's paying for solar panels for his house for his parents is because he's going to be inheriting the house one day. That's why he's paying for solar panels, and it's on a 20-year plan.
Over time, if I can pay it off quicker, I definitely will. I have some more aggressive investment accounts that are invested into stocks, but I also have set aside a Roth individual retirement account.
Smart man. And he tithes, so he gives it to the church. And he covers his parents' phone bills.
My parents initially tried to, be defensive and say, we don't need it, we don't want it. But I just kind of forcefully gave it to them, and I could tell that that really meant a lot to them. For me, I wanted to kind of reciprocate that.
We're working together.
I try to spend my time recharging and growing myself. So one of the things that I love to do is reconnecting with friends. So we try to golf, hang out, spend time with my community. I know my time with my parents is running out soon. I think I'm probably gonna move out in the next 6 to 12 months, in my opinion, but I'm gonna try to maximize that time with them. I feel like there might be a lot of people that are in the same shoes, right? And we have parents that we're thinking about, and we have a finite number of resources and we have a finite amount of money. You know, how we choose to spend that can often sometimes be perceived as like, oh, what is that guy doing? You know, I'm 31, I'm still living at my parents. But for me, I try to block out that noise and really it goes back to me wanting to just provide for my parents and have the time and the freedom to do what I want and not feel like I'm squeezed on money or squeezed on resources.
And that's the key. You got to block out the noise from the people that actually don't have your best interests at heart and stop focusing on what everybody else think about you and start doing it. Everybody's journey is an individual journey. Every single person's journey is an individual journey. Your journey is going to be much different than somebody else's. But if you are doing it because somebody else's is going to tease you or they feeling a certain type of way about you or all of that stuff, right? You cannot be focused on what everybody else has got going on. You got to focus on you. You know what I'm saying?
When we finish our season, I know it's filled with tears often because we've put in so much time, and when we finish up that last game in the locker room, it gets emotional because we spend so much time together. And so those are the moments where I remember like why I went into teaching and why I went into coaching. I can see myself teaching for the rest of my life if I really wanted to. Another thing that I can see myself doing is possibly going into administration or continuing on in this coaching gig and look for cool opportunities in the future, whatever that may be.
Yep, that's how much my stuff is. Let me pull this up because I'm a little perplexed right now. I'm a little bothered by what it is that I got going on here. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some car insurance in it. Let me see what's going on out here in these streets. Policy, balance forward, progressive, billing activity, upcoming payments. I got to find out what the heck is going on here, man. This can't be right. This cannot be an accurate statement. Hold on, let me see what's happening. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that we good. Zero bail, looting, 115. All right, we're going to bring that down there from there. See if I can get some understanding and some explaining shit going on over in here because I'm trying to understand what the heck is happening. They say it went down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, man, I'm paying every single month. Automatic payment, card notification sent, automatic payment, card notification sent. Upcoming payments. Let's pull that up. 1013, 1800, 1113, 1213, and 113. It's $1,800 a month. Man, I ain't got time for this nonsense. I'm not about to be sitting here playing no games with y'all. Thanks for your payment on September 13th of 18. Look at this, $1,850 a month. And then they're going to tell me, I called them one time and I said, yo, why is my car insurance higher than everybody else's? Oh, you got 2 electric cars and your cars is very, very. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this nonsense. So this is the additional costs that come along with electrification that they're not telling you about. I got to make some phone calls, man. This just don't make no sense. Oh, and you have a daughter that's about to become driving age. I said, all right, fam. I ain't got time for it.